This is Another Man's Nostalgia with John.
Blonde and tan. You don't need anything else.
That's John's motto.
That was nice.
Blonde and tan, don't need anything else.
Chris.
Hell yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Alright, language.
Or Mr. Phil will yell at you.
And Justin.
If you're one of those people who signed a petition to change it, get a life.
It was like so.
Say it sucks and move on. You're gonna survive.
Yeah.
Oh, I spent all my years. Then, if you spent all your years invested in it, that's sad. Get a life. It's a TV show.
The episode starts now.
How's it going, guys? Welcome to Another Man's Nostalgia, where we revisit everyone's favorite shows, movies, and games from the mid-90s to the mid-2000s. So how was everyone's week?
Not this week. This was not the mid-90s.
This was not the mid-90s. This is way back when. But yeah, we'll talk about it later. We'll talk about what we watched.
Yeah.
If you haven't already looked at the title or anything like this of this
Don't look at it. Be
It's
surprised.
a mystery.
Did you have a good week?
I had a great week.
Yeah. me too.
Spring fucking break.
Spring
That's
Justin's
right.
Spring break. Is it your spring break, John, or no?
Yeah, we'll say that. We'll say it's my spring break.
Cryptic. I love it. Man of mystery.
There you go.
All right.
Any
So do y'all
nostalgia
have-
news?
Well, we haven't. Well, Justin, you've watched Justice League. Have you finished it?
I'm 2 hours in.
Okay.
Out of the what?
Little-
4? So you've watched half.
I've watched 3 parts, basically.
We're
watched-
recording this
yeah.
the day Justice League. Came
It's in parts.
Yeah. We're recording this the day it
So-
came out, so me and John haven't watched it yet. But Justin.
Nope.
I could not watch more than 2 hours at a time, so
Okay.
Wait.
here's the things that bothered me.
Okay.
I'm not gonna go to 4 hours. That's crazy.
yeah.
But
You're-
here's the things that bothered
If
me.
you're a fan, you would.
Right off the bat.
Okay.
If you
The
really
first
like
hour is-
superheroes and like read comic books when you were little and
Yeah.
did
You
the
go to
nostalgia
4 hours,
stuff,
4
you would
hours.
watch it the whole
Yep.
4 hours.
The first hour is fucking boring. I will tell you that.
Okay.
The second, I would say maybe 50 minutes in, maybe not the complete first hour, but 50 minutes in, it kicks up a notch. But here's my annoyance, and I put this into the Pod Boys chat.
Yes, he did.
The music in this is so poorly chosen. Zack Snyder did Watchmen, and
Yeah.
that music, it wasn't chosen. I think he chose some of it, and I think some of it was from the comic inspired by it.
Right.
But he has no sense of tone of the moment at all. Just give it a fucking orchestral.
Yeah.
Or who did like the Junkie XL?
Yeah.
Who did
And
all the
Hans.
stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, let
They
them
should
do
have just
it.
got whoever did Tom and Jerry. They might be dead,
Oh.
but they should have
Good
just
point.
got that.
But that's my biggest
I
complaint.
like it.
I hadn't seen the original Justice League in a while, so I don't know what was there and what wasn't.
Right.
They did tone down a lot of the jokes, and Ezra Miller's not as annoying anymore.
That's a good thing.
It's now just he's kind of funny, and he's just there.
Okay.
No more grabbing the boob joke. I got to that part, and I was like, thank God, that was so awkward.
It was
Okay.
weird.
Remember that when he fell on Wonder Woman?
So
Yeah.
a lot of things
Ugh.
a lot of things changed. A lot of things haven't changed.
There was a lot of new stuff. I mean, it's basically a whole new movie.
That's cool.
Okay. All right. Well, at
But it's
least
4-3.
Then it's
That's
worth it.
the most annoying
at
part.
least I got something. to look
Oh,
forward
it
to
isn't
now.
4-3.
Yes, there's no widescreen. It's 4-3.
Why would he do that? He knows.
I think they said it's because of how they had to. It was some technical reason.
Oh, I guess it would be less editing a CGI scene if you had a widescreen than if you had.
I
a
think
short
so.
screen. Okay.
But
4-3.
it
Huh?
is annoying.
I
Like the
watched-
old school TV.
I was about to say it's just like this show we just watched.
If you're watching it on old TV, you're gonna love this. Everything's gonna.
Okay.
But there was like at least 20 inches on each side of my TV
Dang.
with that thing.
was that?
But
Was that a bragging? Was that a bragging thing? Was just,
No, that's bad.
It's so large.
It's so
My TV's only 60
so
inches.
big that I had
My TV's
40
only 60
inches
inches.
taken off
So
of my
I got
TV.
20 inches only to see the movie.
Math. I like it.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, it's okay for now. Don't stop down to just watch it. It's
Okay.
Okay. Is there any other nostalgia news other than that coming out today?
I mean, Winter Soldier came out, but we haven't seen that yet. By the time this comes out, Winter Soldier will be
that'll
out.
be the next episode.
We'll talk about it next week. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
That's
That's all I had.
Anything? I don't know. I didn't look at any nostalgia news. I'll be honest with you guys. I didn't look
I
up
don't think there's
anything.
anything too excited.
No, that's nothing that got me going. Got my,
Oh.
you know.
That's usually nostalgia news is what gets Justin going.
That's right.
Okay.
That's one of his other like fetishes or like his little.
Nostalgia news.
Just news in general.
Okay.
All right.
So
Let's get to this week then, John.
all right. So this week we watched Tom and Jerry. Play your theme song.
You know, each one had a little bit of a theme song, so it's a little
No,
different
it's
each
a
time.
Sure.
Oh, I guess they put it together.
Yeah, I remember
That's
that.
the theme song. They play it before every single episode.
Oh, like with the MGM symbol.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's
Yeah,
so the
we'll put that in.
MGM theme song.
Yeah.
Is it the MGM theme song? It's very
Oh,
confusing.
we'll play the MGM theme song. That's fine.
Sure. Okay. It's consistent for each episode.
So we watched this because the Tom and Jerry movie just came out on HBO Max.
To raving
and
reviews.
I was talking to Chris and Justin, and I was like, I loved Tom and Jerry when I was little. So that's what we're doing. This is my episode. What it meant to me was I watched it a lot on Cartoon Network. When Cartoon Network and Boomerang weren't like a separate thing, now they are. But
Yeah.
when we grew up, it was all the same thing. Like they showed Scooby-Doo and like the Flintstones, Smurfs, and Tom and Jerry.
Right.
All the Hanna-Barbera stuff.
Yeah. I never really watched this. I mean, I knew the
Scooby-Doo.
premise. Oh, good choice, Scooby-Doo. I like it. I never really watched this. I mean, I know the premise. You know, you have like the Itchy and Scratchy show on Simpsons that kind of mimics this, right? And all those like spoofs of this, but I never really watched actual Tom and Jerry before. So
Gotcha.
These
was
were
the
the
kind of
very
first
first episodes I ever saw.
yeah,
Really?
so both of us were.
This is kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy
Yeah.
because
So
Tom and Jerry is very
I
popular.
have no
For sure.
I have no recollection of this. I've never seen one. So this is my very first experience with it.
I'm excited to talk about it.
It's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. No, it is.
Okay.
It is weird. I mean, watching it. I mean, if you listen to me, I would.
Oh, it was
we'll get
weird,
into it.
all right.
We'll get into it.
Oh my
No, we'll get
gosh.
into it.
Oh
We'll get into
no. I don't like this. I'm scared. Okay.
All right.
Justin, what was the plot of this show?
What plot?
Tom and Jerry.
They were like
What was the
7
plot?
minutes. They were 5 minutes each.
What's the plot? What's the plot of this
And
whole
they're
show?
varying in what actually happened in them.
Sometimes Tom and Jerry work
like
together.
Jerry. Yeah.
Like, what is their character arc?
Yeah. So the first episode, yeah. Okay, go ahead, Justin.
Basically,
Say the plot.
it's Tom and Jerry. Tom is this abnormally large cat
Yeah.
who changes in height based on the situation.
Yes.
And Jerry is a mouse.
Dang.
And they get into hijinks together, whether it be against each other or against a dog or against other cats
Right.
of
Yes.
unknown origin.
The Wildcats. They're the Wildcats.
So I thought that the first episode that we watched was about a cat, a stray cat who acts like a baby, so that he can get into Tom and Jerry's house to get
Yes.
food. I thought like later on, like the episode which is my favorite, well, one of my favorite episodes, the bully episode when he has like the bodyguard as the dog.
Uh-huh.
I thought that was the same cat. I didn't know that was Tom until the end when they said Tom or something. But like before that, I was like, oh, I thought that was the same stray cat that was chasing Jerry. I assumed they were like buddies the entire time. That was Tom, who also doesn't
Gotcha.
like Jerry. So
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. I don't know how you were confused by that, but it's okay. It's fine.
Well, I was like, I thought they were friends, but I guess not.
Yeah, so Tom and Jerry, they don't like each other, so they just kind of try to one up each other every single
Right.
time. It's almost like a one up type of thing.
Okay.
Like you do this to me, I do this to you. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Justin, I'm about to give you some fun facts. Give me a fun facts theme.
There's no theme.
Just say fun facts.
Fun facts.
Love it.
Okay. Oh my gosh. So, Tom and Jerry, this is very, very old. This is very old. This is even before Hanna-Barbera became like Hanna-Barbera. Like,
Yeah.
so Tom and Jerry
written
was
by
made in
Hanna-Barbera.
1940. The short clip was called Puss Gets the Boots. Puss Gets the Boot. And it was made by William Hanna and Joseph Barbera. They were animators at MGM's Cartoon Studios. So they made this short, and they would play it before like certain movies that MGM was putting out. And
Yeah.
a lot of people started to actually like this short that was playing in before these movies, and it got to be really popular. And like a lot of the theaters started to play this short before all the movies, and then it got nominated for an Academy Award, like Best Short of the Year. And so Hanna-Barbera, like, they didn't even like it. They were just like, oh, we'll make this. Like, it sounds like a kind of a good idea. And then it blew up, and they're like, oh, well, this is cool. And then MGM was like, no, you need to make more of these. Like, you need to, like, start animating them and doing a lot more stories and ideas and stuff.
Nice.
So they gave him this, and this was the kind of, like, push together to make Hanna-Barbera was this cartoon.
Oh, that's cool.
So in the short, they weren't called Tom and Jerry. They were called Jasper and Jinx. And the MGM didn't really like the name, and Hanna-Barbera didn't like the name either. So they're like, hey, we're going to have a competition around the office, like who can come up with the best name. One of the animators came up with Tom and Jerry, and he goes, yeah, I came up with Tom and Jerry because it's near Christmas time, and that's a Christmas drink, and like I just think that's a really good name.
I never knew that.
And then he won the competition. He got $50. I thought that was funny.
There you go. But let's see what a Tom and Jerry drink is. Have you heard of that before? I never heard of
I've
Tom
never
and
heard
Jerry
of that
drink.
before.
Let's see.
I thought the functioning
Keep talking.
alcoholic would.
So
Oh, okay, yeah, it's a cocktail. You
Yeah.
want to hear what's in it?
Cat and
It's a
mouse.
cup
it's
of,
catnip.
oh gosh, it's
It's-
a cup of milk. Oh my god, what is this? Wait, there's no alcohol in this. Never mind.
Okay.
What is it? Don't you
It's-
say it's a cup
oh,
of
no.
milk.
Sorry, there is alcohol in it. Okay, so you have a cup of, okay, let's see how much dairy is in it. So you have a cup of milk, half a cup of egg yolk. You have half a cup of egg white from an egg. Isn't that the same thing?
So it's like
Just put an
eggnog.
egg in there. Yeah. No, oh yeah, but 2.5 cups of convectioner sugar, 5 teaspoons of brandy, and nutmeg.
Yeah, so,
So
it's
it's pretty much-
eggnog.
It's
There you
eggnog
go.
with brandy, basically. Well, that's good to know.
The brandy's Jerry and the milk is Tom. There you go.
If I would have known, we would have all had some
People in the 30s and
Eggnog
40s had
Jerry.
stupid names for
Tom and
things.
Jerry tonight. As
That's funny.
yeah.
So, Tom and Jerry has had like kind of 3 different runs within its time. We watched the first one that came out again in 19. They started like to do this like a year later after the short came out. So 1941 was when they started to kind of put this in theaters, and they kept putting it in theaters until 1958, and that's when they stopped. But they made like 116 shorts within this time period. I was like, that's crazy.
It's crazy.
So
So this is all part of that first set of shorts they made.
yes, this is so. What we watched is we went to, I don't know about you guys, I went to Amazon Prime and watched the first 20 episodes, I guess, that they had, and they're not even that long. They're like 7 minutes long. So
Yeah,
very,
it was
very
through
short.
Boomerang, right? So I downloaded the Boomerang app and did a free trial for a week.
That's what I did.
watched 'em.
That's what I did.
Okay, cool. If anyone
Okay.
wants to watch them,
No illegal stuff here. No illegal
No.
stuff was done.
we
Justin,
we what?
right? There was no
Never.
illegal stuff done.
Never.
Okay. Just
Justin, if you didn't watch it the exact same way, I'm worried you didn't watch the same episode.
No, I watched it the same
Okay, cool. Okay.
But yeah, it was. This show was so popular. Like that's why
It was not
got
worth
so
going to
many-
jail for this.
Wow, I cannot believe you just said that. That's crazy.
I think you should be able to believe it.
It won a lot of Oscars. It got a lot of nominations. It got 6 nominations, won 7
makes sense.
Oscars. While this was the first part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it all for like best shorts of the year. So,
Okay.
one of my favorite episodes actually won one of the Academy or the Oscars.
Can I guess?
is
Can I
the-
try a guess?
Okay, you can guess.
The bowling alley one.
Nope.
The one with the steak and the dog. Like the,
Nope.
Oh,
That was my favorite.
I like the one
barbecue
with the steak and the
episode.
dog. That was probably my favorite.
The barbecue is perfect.
Mine was the cat concertor.
Oh,
The concert?
That was a good one.
It's not concert.
Well, the one he was like being the
Concerto.
concerto, not concerto.
No, this is the one with the piano.
Yeah, it's called concerto.
Concerto, whatever. That's my favorite episode. It actually, and
Okay.
that's one of the ones that won one of the 7 Oscars. So
For like music or just in general?
just it won
I wouldn't-
best short of
I
that
wouldn't
year.
have said that
Short.
was the best, but
I like the barbecue episode. We'll talk about why. Because I had really
father son meal.
yes. Yeah.
Okay, so that's some of my fun facts that I have. I'll give you some more later. So I guess let's get into rankings. So
Okay.
what did you guys think of the plots? The plots, like there was multiple plots. I know there's 20 different plots that we watched, but as a general consensus, what did you guys think of
this
them?
is
Is your final one going to be music? Because I'm
Yes.
trying to figure out where to categories. Okay. Then I'll.
So
put some
okay,
of the same
hey,
plot.
I'll tell you the category. So I got plot, main, minor, and then instead of like acting, I thought it would
Yeah.
be okay to do animation instead.
I think you're right. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Plot is really
and then continue watching and then music.
Okay.
plot is really tough to do.
There was some bad plots, I'd say. I'm trying to think of one off the top of my head. I didn't like the second episode where Tom was a baby and the
Yeah, that was
Wildcats came in and like were like just messing with them.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
it was
if you're gonna look at this from like a canon standpoint, it's very odd because the first episode makes you think that Tom owns the house, and Jerry is like a rat that's like involved with the house. Then the rest of the episodes make it sound like they have a human that is their owner, and they're just kind of there, which makes
So,
more sense.
That's actually weird. Tom's owner has been shown a couple times, and it's an African American lady that they don't show her head; they just show her feet, and she talks in a very typical like African American like
Yeah, right.
Louisiana like
Yeah.
tone, I
Right.
guess. And they got a lot of heat for it. They got a lot of heat
bet.
calling them racist and all this
yeah.
stuff. But that's
they-
actually, and she's
Okay.
like poor, like she has like
Yeah.
holes in her socks and stuff like that. And I'm just like, God, like that's really bad.
But they didn't really show any humans in this. They showed like a lot of animals. They didn't really show any humans.
They showed
There's-
some. They were the weird one with Moby Dick,
Oh yeah,
the babysitter
and
girl.
they showed the babysitter.
Who I
But the
thought she
babysitter
said
wa-
"damn." I thought she was like "damn that cat." It's really, it was really like "scat cat" or something like that. But I had like
Yeah.
rewind a couple of times. And I'm like,
What did they say? Right.
say "damn that cat."
Yeah, I mean there was a couple of humans, but
I guess you're right. Yeah.
I'm gonna-
I don't know.
I'm gonna go-
I liked him. I wasn't. I found myself entertained.
Yeah.
Like it's not, and it's because they were so short.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm gonna say. So I honestly I hate these kind of things. Like I was never really into like the Looney Tunes cartoons or anything. Like I thought Space Jam was good, but I didn't like the. So this was I thought I was gonna hate this. I honestly kind of enjoyed the plots of it. They were so short that it was fine. was like little 5-minute little snippets. I thought it was perfect. So I'm gonna give you a 4. I enjoyed this. It was really weird. I enjoyed this.
I don't know why I enjoyed it. It's something weird.
Like, I was like, why am I enjoying watching this? And,
It's because it's because it's so short, and it's just it's just all fun. Like that's how I see it.
Well, and if we're not gonna have an actor, well, we'll talk about it, I guess with the we'll talk about the characters because I have some points about that. But go ahead, Justin. What do you think? On the plot.
I went into this thinking I would really, really like it.
Oh no!
But the lack of, I guess it's the voice acting, and I fell asleep for 5 episodes.
There was no voice acting.
Did you go back, or
did you?
I missed them.
Hold on.
Keep going.
How did you fall asleep for? So you fell asleep for what? 25 minutes?
Yeah. I was not digging this at all. I'm going to be very straightforward with you.
Okay.
Oh my god!
I don't know why, because when I go back and watch it, I'm like, I just sit there. I'm like, okay.
Right.
There's literally nothing that makes me like, why do I hate this? And there's nothing that says, why am I not laughing? Right. I don't get it. It's a 2 with plot for me.
Oh my god! So I found it as there was some bad episodes. I'll admit that, but it wasn't so bad that I was like, oh my god, I can't watch this anymore.
For me, I watched it, but it was just so bland.
You found it boring. Got you. Okay.
I was bored. Like I'm gonna be honest with you. Like some of these, I hate to watch, and I'm like, man, this sucks. I never want to see this again. But I tried to go through. I even watched more than I was supposed to. I was like, maybe it gets better. Maybe because these are the first 20. Dude, I'm sorry. This is usually my lane. I couldn't do it.
But this is like Looney Tunes humor. Like I don't understand.
No.
Yes, it is.
No, this is Looney Tunes is a little bit different.
Well, let's get into the next points. I think this will probably talk about it. Is that
I gave it a 4. I thought this was great.
I thought it was pretty good too.
I can see why people like this. I'm not like bagging on it. This is just not for me.
Tom and Jerry, main characters. That's the only main characters in this.
Yeah.
They were in every single
all I have
episode.
to say it's a 3. They're fine.
What?
So I think they
me?
really benefited from not talking, because
Yes.
I hated the minor characters because most of the minor characters talked.
Yeah.
And I was not a fan of that. I think they benefited from not talking, and we'll talk about it a little bit later with the does it hold up. But to me, I didn't mind them. I don't think it was fleshed out well enough. And again, like you said, this is made to be before movies, basically. So I mean, it's not going to have like in-depth stories because people don't go to the movies in the 40s very often.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a 4 though. I mean, I enjoyed it.
I said they were a 5. I thought they were great. I thought they had really good chemistry. Like the Tom and Jerry characters, they always have like a good chemistry. That they animated, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I thought they benefited a lot from not talking.
Yeah. I agree. Absolutely.
And we're gonna get into it when it comes to music, but I feel like when just the music basically talked for them.
Yep. Yeah.
And I thought that was really cool. Because I've never seen that before in a show until this show.
Yeah, it hasn't really happened since, honestly.
So I gave it a 5. I thought they were great.
I think they were great. I think they're good. It's just that they weren't really fleshed out. It was just, again, I was kind of confused if Tom was always chasing Jerry, or if that was the case, I think I probably would have given it a 5, because then it's like Wild E. Coyote and the Roadrunner. You always know the Coyote's trying to chase the Roadrunner. This one was a little more confusing, so I gave it a 4, just because it wasn't as explanatory.
I think that they did that because they wanted to change the aspect of a cat and mouse on a cartoon. And that was one of the reasons why they didn't like doing the short when it came to the Puss Gets the Boot.
Yeah.
Is because it's just been done so many times where there's a cat and a mouse on screen and the cat's chasing the mouse. And I think they wanted to change that like dynamic just a little bit.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So I'm sorry if you got confused with that change.
Well, no,
Chris.
it wasn't that. It's just I wish there was a little more explanation. It's like, is this Tom's house where he is the cat, and there's a mouse. Because if they explain that, I think it would make a lot more sense. Like, this is Tom's cat. He's the protector. I have a cat now. This cat like alerts whenever he sees something move, and like it's like as like to go hunt it. So it would make a lot more sense if they explained it. But then it was times when it wasn't the case. So I was confused.
Gotcha. Okay, my bad.
It is your fault.
Minor characters.
John, you should say you're sorry. It's
I'm
your
sorry.
fault.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for that. The
Okay.
confusion.
Minor characters.
I apologize.
Like the bulldog. You got the
You got all the humans. You got the wildcats. You got Spike, which is the dog. Trying to think if there's anything else. Anyone else? I don't think so. I don't remember.
No, not really.
like-
The ants.
the ants. I love the ants. That was my favorite episode because of the ants. And then they get on like 6 ants tall on points. I loved it. That was hilarious. I liked the ants, and I like Spike. I didn't like any of the others because I thought all the humans were really annoyingly voiced. And again, I think this benefited from not having like voices that were any voices, because even when like Spike talked, I was like, oh, this is very dated. But without him, I felt like it wasn't dated at all. Like, this is something that would happen today. So I'll give you a 2. I like Spike and the ants, and everybody else got on my nerves.
It's just average for me. It's just a 3. I mean,
Okay.
I can't hate on it because there was nothing I was like, wow, I really hate that. Like I said before, like I don't have much to say on it because I just sat there. I was just like, okay, it's kind of funny.
Okay.
It just was not doing anything for me. I like the dog. The Spike. Spike was the protector dog, right?
Yeah.
I like him.
And the barbecue.
Yeah, the barbecue guy. I like him. I like those interactions, but man, other than that, it was just, and this like goes for Tom and Jerry too. It's just,
God. Oh my God.
It's there.
I think you're missing. I think you're missing things.
Spike.
Justin.
Spike. He's in a lot more episodes. Like they started to utilize his character a lot more, and I like all of his episodes. There's a lot of them out of the 100. There's 115. He's probably in like around 25, I would say. But you're right. Like all the characters. I like the baby. I thought the baby was funny. Like the baby episode.
Yeah. Well, which one? The little girl that like wants Tom to be the baby.
With the babysitter?
No,
the babysitter one?
like with the babysitter.
Oh, the babysitter.
With the babysitter.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, that baby Tom episode was creepy.
It was weird.
Then some random like mariachi band thing.
I don't really know.
A little bit
I don't
racist.
really know why that animation was a lot different than all the other ones. Maybe it was like a more dated one, like one of the very first episodes.
Definitely dated.
Yeah. Okay. Justin, I'm with you. I didn't think any of the minor characters really stood out other than Spike and I guess the ants. The ants were funny. The ants were in a couple episodes, but
yeah,
I'm gonna give it a 3. I didn't really think it was that great.
And
so,
you groaned when I said 3.
I thought you were gonna say something.
No,
like
I said
bad,
3.
like
You
a
said
one.
it after I said 3.
No, he said that's fine.
I'm trying to be as fair as I can here, because just because I didn't necessarily
you're afraid of all the hate mail. That's what it
No.
is. You're afraid of
I don't give a
everyone
fuck
just
what
like,
people
oh
have to
my
say about
god,
it.
Justin, you hate Tom and Jerry.
There's a lot of Tom. And
You know what? Personally,
Jerry
yes, I do
enthusiasts out
hate
there.
Tom and Jerry. I don't want to watch it again.
Wow.
Oh my god.
But I'm trying to give it the benefit of the doubt because I can see where people would like it. On shows that I hate, I'm like, no.
They like
this
it because
show
it's a good
sucks.
show.
No one should like it. This
They like it
This I can see why people may like it. This is not just for me.
because it's a good show.
Fine.
That's why people like it.
I can see why people think it is.
Okay.
Sometimes I don't. This I do.
So,
fuck
are
all
we
those
doing
people who don't
acting?
care.
Animation?
Yeah, acting, animation.
Okay, animation. All right.
You go first, Justin.
How do you guys think Hanna-Barbera did?
I like the animation on this. It was a little choppy. Maybe it has to do with really streaming it. I'm not like an animation expert. I don't necessarily know what's good and bad animation. I guess it's a 4. I mean, it's well done. I liked all the different, like when they did different things, like the that like changed colors or different environments. I thought was well drawn and it was pretty smooth. So I guess it's a 4. I mean, it wasn't bad. There was nothing I could see and I thought it was pretty good. So I guess it's a 4.
Okay.
I'm gonna give this a 5. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really smooth.
Yeah.
I thought it was compelling for the 40s. I really enjoyed the animation. I thought it was really compelling. I don't know what came out before this. Like, I don't really know much about the animation history, but just like the smoothness of like, there's something about like these old cartoons with like the head, the limbs moving that are like stretchy and like the whole body goes, but the head drags and then snaps back. Like, I find all that really interesting, and I didn't know when it started, but I feel like it's probably around this time.
You're
so
the animation dropout. You should know a little bit about this, right?
Yeah. never went through this stuff, but I give this a 5, man. I really enjoyed the. Again, I don't know how cutting edge it was for the time, but I think it holds up pretty well. They still do these kind of tropes that they did in this, so I enjoyed it.
So, just because I feel like this show started basically Hanna-Barbera,
Yeah.
I think I would give it a 5 as well, because I feel like the animation and the music, like, are so big in this show. And if they weren't as good as they were, there wouldn't be a Tom and Jerry. Like, they wouldn't.
I don't think there'd be a lot of stuff. I don't think there'd be Looney Tunes.
No, there wouldn't be Yogi Bear. There wouldn't be Smurfs. There wouldn't be Scooby Doo. I'm trying to think of
the animation
more.
style. Really, I think is something that people copied for a long time after what this was. So, yeah,
and it's great. Like I think if they would have did this animation like years down the road, it would have been like amazing as well. So
yeah.
No, I'm definitely giving this a 5. I think they did a really good job.
Yeah.
With it was just funny. Like I found it very entertaining. I don't know why. I just found it all very entertaining. So does it hold up? Does it hold up? Justin, does it hold up?
This is a tough question for me. Because
This is like funniness. This is the animation. This is everything.
The funniness is what gets them.
It wasn't that funny.
Because you would think going into this, because I want to make sure my thought process is laid out there. You would think going into this I would like this.
Absolutely.
And I was going into it thinking I'm really excited. I can't wait to see it. Like I said, I was just stone-faced. Like, I couldn't get into it.
Right.
Justin likes the over the top like stuff like Animaniacs.
But this was over the top though. Like it's almost like since this
was
is one
it
of the,
too short for you? Did you need more?
I can't put my finger on it that maybe I had seen so many things done better.
Yeah, it could be.
That this just seemed like I understand Tom and Jerry's place. Like I said before, I can see why people like this. I know why people enjoy it, and I can see why people are disappointed that Tom and Jerry movie apparently sucked. You know, because there's a certain thing to it. But I guess I like what was built off of it, and I like more the Warner Brothers style comedy. I think a little more. The Warner Brothers is a lot more zany. You know, because that's what Animaniacs is.
Crazy.
Animaniacs is zany. It's
Crazy.
Looney Tunes is zany. This is not. I would say this is crazy, but it's not over the top.
Overly insane.
Yeah. So, I think that's what's missing for me. Because personally, I've always thought it was
good.
It was always Warner Brothers and then Hanna-Barbera.
Right.
You know, Hanna-Barbera they're two distinct styles, and I like some of the Hanna-Barbera stuff. I love Scooby-Doo, like I love that stuff, but even Scooby-Doo is different than this.
Yeah.
For me, it doesn't hold up very well. But I'm still gonna give it a 3.
So many people would disagree.
You gave it a 3?
Yeah, I give it a 3.
Okay.
So many people disagree.
Good.
Justin,
I don't care. They can send
including
me hate
two,
mail.
including
Fuck 'em.
two
I don't
people
care.
on this podcast.
You know, I thought I gave a very well thought out explanation of my thoughts.
You did.
Do you want me to go crazy on it? Because I really did not like this.
So you're being generous.
I'm trying to be nice because I recognize that this is actually good. I just don't like it. I like the other shit I've been made to watch on this show.
All right, Chris.
I think this would be considered absolutely timeless if there wasn't any talking at all. I think anytime that anybody characters
Once that
talk,
woman opened her mouth, I was like, no. That's what
Wow, Justin.
mouth shut.
That's what Chris is saying right there. If that woman didn't talk,
My
even
God.
like when Spike talked, I was like, oh, it sounds like a Honeymooners character. You know what I mean? Like the guy from the Honeymooners. So to me, this felt like it was almost timeless. I think the main characters for sure were. I think that it's just anytime anybody else talked, I kind of got taken out of it. But for the most part,
what about the episode? I enjoyed this episode. And there was a lot of talking, but it was weird. So it was like that opera. It was when Tom was singing the opera,
right?
But it was still
I
opera
like that.
music.
It was opera music, yeah. But and again, the music I really enjoyed. There was something that pulled me out of it. I think that if everybody would have been not talking and it was just like
Mute.
music. Yeah.
Everyone was just mute.
Everybody was mute. I think I would have given it a 5. I'm going to give it a 4, only in that sense. That pulled it out of it, but I think this is like really solid.
I enjoyed it a lot.
Oh, really?
I really did. I really did. If you guys haven't been able to tell, this was one of my favorite things that I've watched on this podcast.
Yeah, and I agree. And I don't know if it's because we've watched so much crap lately. And I was like, oh, this is really good. But I really enjoyed
But you
watching
really
this.
don't know why it's so good.
I don't know. I can't tell you.
I can't tell you either.
Justin can't tell you why it's bad.
No, I can't
Justin's
tell you why
thing.
it's good.
Or bad. Okay. All right.
I guess it's so different than any show that I've ever watched before.
Yeah, it kind of is.
It is. It really is, because the music and the animation tell a story, and I've never seen a show that's done that before. That's just that. Like, you have really good animation, really good music that help tell a story, but there's talking as well.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go off you a little bit. I did enjoy when people would talk, just because it kind of threw off the mood a little bit of just having them mute.
Right.
And sometimes it was enjoyable and sometimes it wasn't, but I thought the majority of the time it was enjoyable. Like when Spike would talk, when there was humans that came in, like the babysitter. I didn't mind the babysitter episode.
Right.
That damn cat.
But again, one of my favorite episodes, no, there wasn't one word. It was all just orchestra music. And that
Which
was
one was it?
The piano episode.
Yeah.
Like no one talked in that episode one time.
Right.
And it was just purely just animation, like good animation and just good music timing. So I'm going to give it a 5. I feel like if I put a kid in front of this show, they would find it really entertaining as well. Like they would be laughing. They would be laughing at like Tom getting his head bumped and like a bump going all the way up, like his hat going all the way up.
His hat going all the way up, yeah.
Or like his hands getting smashed into like a piano, or like when, I don't know, Jerry got his butt smashed in the Spike episode that you guys like.
Yep.
I
agree.
I think that comedy it doesn't really it ages really good.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'm gonna give it 5.
Okay.
I got 5.
Does that
Continue
continue
watching. All right, Justin. I know you don't want to. I know you don't want to watch this. We're gonna watch it.
1.
Just want you to know that. I know you
Give it a
don't
1?
want to.
I went more than the episodes. I even watched 5 or 6 more. 1.
You would have won. Oh gosh.
I did my best to give this a chance.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
I'm gonna give it a 3. I don't care if we watch it again, but I wouldn't mind
care.
watching it again. So I'll give you a 3.
I give it a 5, guys. We're watching
really?
this again.
Oh, what a surprise.
We're watching it.
Put that on the most surprising moments of the
We
podcast.
are watching this again.
That's
Fuck.
fine. There are worse things we could watch, I think. and we have watched them, and we've watched them again. So
We will
yeah,
next
but-
week now. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh gosh.
I got a good one. I hope next week.
Okay, so music. Justin, you can't diss this. This is the next category.
Wait, how much have I dissed of this show? Not all that much.
You've given
More
the
than
last like
necessary.
two categories
I thought I've
very
been
low
very
scores.
fair.
You've been fair from an average standpoint. This is definitely more than
There.
average.
And you know what? I'm going to continue being fair. Because I like the music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Y'all are just
You can't
attacking,
diss the music.
Y'all are attacking me for no reason. And I'm trying
Go
to give a
ahead.
fair and balanced review of this. In my opinion.
But it's the wrong review. It's
What would
okay
you
though.
What would you give the music?
It's a 4. I liked it.
Yeah.
There's not.
I'm also giving.
I'm trying to find like.
Why?
I tried to find something that may get a 5, but I can't think of anything that would go. Yeah, that's some of the best I've ever heard.
Yeah, that's kind of my point too. Is that it's really good, but like I think
It's
most
such
of
good
these-
timing for all the
I gotta
music, though.
hum.
Yeah, but like
I gotta be able to hum.
Like
it.
whoever put all those the because they would cut away from like the music they were playing, and then like someone would get hurt, and then they would play like they would cut that away and play like a different like orchestra,
But
and
a
then
lot
they
of
would cut
cartoons-
back to
Alright,
what they were
John,
playing
I'm
before.
gonna stop you there. That's really all that hard.
All right, think about Bugs Bunny walking down a.
That's been done
he's
forever.
mad, and he marches down something. All of a sudden, you hear boom, 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 and then it goes into the music. That's the exact same thing.
It's not that hard.
To-
I'm not saying it's not
to me-
good. It's just not some technical marvel that they did this.
No, I know, I understand that,
Yeah.
but I just
So
I don't know. I found
I have to come back and I have to sing parts of it. Like if it's not stuck in my head, like dun, 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 dun. What's the Tom and Jerry theme?
BMGM thing.
Hum it right
the
now.
MGM thing.
Sing it for me. I can do Looney Tunes
Just-
right now.
John can.
Go, John.
Yeah.
See, I don't remember that. Do you, Chris?
I mean, him singing it, yes, but I would not be able to
Yeah.
sing. I'd be able to sing the Looney
It's a
Tunes
4.
one.
Shut up and take your 4. That's above average. It's a B plus.
I gave it a 4.
I gave it a 5. Surprise. No,
John-
I just thought the music and the animation was kind of crazy how in sync they were to
Yeah.
talk for the characters that didn't talk. I
agree.
just thought that was really cool.
John, I'm gonna be honest here. There's not a lot of shows I think that you've had me watch that I've been pleasantly surprised at, and I was pleasantly surprised with this.
John, I'm gonna say
That's
that
great. I'm happy about
very,
that.
I'm very actually sad that I didn't like this, because I was going in with this saying, "All right, I'm gonna really like this. I'm pretty excited. I know this is a really, famous cartoon," and I was very sad that I did not. It just didn't move the needle for me.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Justin, how did you watch it? Did you watch it like
On my couch?
like an all in one sitting? I mean, it's
I
super
did.
easy to watch this all in one
Yeah,
sitting. I understand.
I mean, I maybe did it like in
So-
I did like in spurts of 10 episodes, like 10 in a day and then 10 the next, and then
Uh-huh.
another 5 the next day. I was like, come back to it. I mean, I just could not get into it.
Maybe I enjoyed it a lot more because I watched it in 5 increments.
I watched.
I
it
don't
on
think
one
the
sitting,
episode
and I really
increments have
enjoyed
anything
it.
to do with it. I just think
Because
I don't
I-
like it.
I watched it in 5 days, and I watched 4 episodes a day. And it was super refreshing. Like I would put it on, and like I would watch them, and I would laugh at like some
You're
of them.
not
like,
going to get me to like
pretty
this no matter how
hard.
many episodes I watch in a row.
No,
I can
I'm
tell you
sorry.
that much.
I watched them all straight, and I enjoyed it. So
Really? Okay.
yeah, I really liked it. All right.
I just thought it was very
Um,
refreshing. It was very
it was.
refreshing. And I am going to watch the Tom and Jerry movie, and I feel like I'm going to be so disappointed. It's going to suck so bad.
Probably so.
It's going to suck to watch
They
that.
talking it, or are they still not talking?
I don't know. I hope they don't talk.
All right, Justin. So what are we gonna watch next week?
All right.
Because you hate this so much. What great thing are you gonna have us watch next week?
I don't know if it's great. We'll see.
Okay. All right.
It is one of my favorite Disney songs, though. So we're going Disney.
Okay.
Okay.
I feel like this movie is underrated, but it also may not be. I feel like this doesn't get talked about as much.
Okay.
We're gonna go the distance and watch Hercules.
Interesting. I've never seen this movie.
I will
Really?
find
I
my
have.
way.
Okay.
I can go the distance. That's my favorite song. Michael
So I
Bolton's got a cover of that.
So, well, I think he actually saved the songs for this. Maybe we'll talk about it. So, there's two movies I'd never seen from the '90s from Disney. It was this and Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Oh,
man!
man!
And I recently watched Hunchback of Notre Dame, and this is next on my list. So I'm excited to watch this.
Did you like
I'm not
Hunchback?
gonna lie, Hunchback of Notre Dame freaks me out a little bit.
If you guys watch it, it's dark.
It
That is a
freaks
great
me out.
movie, though.
It freaks me out.
There's literally a scene where like his owner or whatever was like walking him and he's like, "You're ugly. You're an idiot." He goes, "I'm ugly. I'm an idiot." I'm like, "Oh gosh."
Dude, that's
It's
a good
so
movie, though.
it's so cringing.
It's
Like
dark.
in like a really bad way. You're like, oh my god.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
Am I?
yeah.
I don't even know why I'm watching this. Like this is really bad.
Yeah.
So
I'm excited. We can watch it.
I've
some
always
point.
seen
Let's talk about
Hercules as
sorry.
kind of almost the end of the Disney like Renaissance.
Renaissance.
But
it
man,
is.
I loved
Yeah.
that movie so much as a kid. I'm
I'm
excited.
excited to watch it.
We'll see how it holds up. I'm very interested because I haven't seen it in a while, so I may end up hating it as well. Who knows?
I heard it's good. So I'm
I
excited.
like
It
It-
is.
it's
It
been-
is good.
and
It
every
is good. Justin's gonna get points. Oh my god.
But I always like the Kingdom
Meg,
Hearts parts of it.
I remember Meg bugging the shit out of me though.
I had a little thing
she's
for Meg. She was a
Meg's a big B word, if you know what I mean.
I think we do.
Meg got a little something out of me every now and then.
If I like this more than I like Tom and Jerry, can I rescore Tom and Jerry next week? Because I think I like Tom and Jerry because of how bad the last two things were that I
No,
really
you can't do that. No,
Okay,
that's,
all right.
it's not allowed. There's no going back on scores.
All right. Well, I'm excited to see this. I've heard good things.
All good things. All good things.
All right. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's watch it.
Okay, Hercules, huh? What is that? I like that song at the very beginning of Hercules.
I think Michael Bolton did the voice of him for the singing parts.
No, he just sang a cover of the song.
Oh, okay.
Get it right, Chris. Jesus.
Well, that makes me not like it as much as I was really excited to hear Michael Bolton belt it out.
you're trying to find ways
He
to
released
like
like a single of the song.
Okay. Well, we'll see then. You might get less points than you would have if it was Michael Bolton singing it. All right.
All right.
All right.
So Hercules next week. All right. So you guys can find us on social medias at Another Man's Pod on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can also email us at anothermanspod@gmail.com. We're on other social medias as well. You can listen to us or tell any of your friends to listen to us on anywhere that you find your podcast, or you could just tell them what you're listening to us now or watching us now. You just say, "Hey, just go check us out."
That's right.
We really
Send a
appreciate.
link.
Yeah, there's a link.
Yeah.
We have links.
You can send a
We have
link.
links.
You hit share.
We have links.
Yeah.
We have hashtags.
Hashtag Tom and Jerry.
Hashtag Tom and Jerry.
Hashtag okay.
Hashtag shut the fuck up.
Um,
I don't care what you send us. I'm not going to read it.
what's an episode that you can throw back on us?
Oh.
What's the last Disney movie we watched? Like Disney animated one. Was it Mulan?
It was Milan.
So go watch Mulan. I'm sure John said something really racist in it that we had to cut out. So
Then how are they gonna hear it, Justin?
we'll put it on the Patreon.
Bing!
We still have Patreon?
We do have
still do
Patreon.
that? Put John's racist folder on the Patreon.
No, it's not going there.
Trying to think what else. What else? Oh, if you join our Patreon, we'll do one of your episodes.
Probably not, but
John-
we will.
John Twitches every Monday night. So
Yep.
if you want to watch him Twitch.
On the dot,
Every
7
Monday
o'clock.
night.
Make sure you
It's a
message him if
black
he doesn't.
It's a black screen, and it's me snoring. But
John sleeps on the couch behind you, and it's just him.
yeah, it's right there. It's
Yeah,
just me. Just
I have
me
been
sleeping.
thinking, and y'all can
I
read
play
the messages
video
that
games
come
on
in.
the couch, but you can't see me play them.
Email
screen.
this to us if you want.
You attach the webcam to the TV so you can't see what you're playing. Can't see you playing it. Sorry.
I will say this:
But
email
really-
us if you want us to do like a old commercial thing, so we can like watch '90s commercials and stuff like that and make fun of them. And
That would be cool.
I don't know how we set that up on Twitch without You know, with all three of us not being together.
Justin and I can do the
You
movie
can do
theater
that.
thing and
You
watch
can do
old
that.
90s commercials. And
Oh, yeah?
John, you can get a little Oculus thing and you can join us.
Can we record on request?
There's a way
like
you
that?
can do that. There's a way you can do that.
Yeah,
And stream it.
Yeah. Pretty fun.
I could do that naked and no one would know.
No one know. They might know.
I mean, I would know.
If we're not right beside each other, you wouldn't know.
Justin has a camera underneath his desk just for me. I would know.
I don't know that.
It's highly sophisticated.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
So, I forgot what we were talking about.
We'll figure out some fun
What
stuff to
happened?
do.
Oh, Justin, what about your little thing that you do, the remembering thing?
I gotta go, so we gotta end it.
Okay.
That's why I was doing this,
Well,
John.
Okay. All right.
Do you remember?
Well,
Do you remember what Beanie
We
Babies?
gotta go.
Remember
Goodbye.
Beanie Babies?
Podcast is over. See you next week
Do
with
you guys have any
Hercules.
expensive
Peace.
Beanie Babies?
Do you remember Beanie Babies? I had some Beanie Babies. All right, bye guys.